Donnie.
Yes.
The people, he told me he bought a mobile home very inexpensively on a lot. And then this is the living room of the mobile home.
That's good.
There's no walls or anything.
That's good.
What's going on with the floor here, Donnie? There's no carpet or nothing.
It was bad. It was soiled. I got it out of here.
Why is the fan all droopy?
Just a little moisture. It's no problem.
What's that on the window?
That's a board.
This one needs a little work, Donnie. I mean, you acted like this thing was ready to go. You told me we could rent it real quick.
We can.
Oh, man.
Man.
So explain to people why there are no walls in this mobile home. What's going on here, Donnie?
The reason there are no walls in this mobile home, this was a convenience store.
This gentleman bought this mobile home, moved it onto this lot, and then turned it into a convenience store.
And get this. I bought it brand new.
It was new when he brought it in here. Okay, so get this. You come in the door, okay? And then there's a counter right there. And they go, hey man, how you doing? And I go, I'm just here to get me a Bud Light. And they go, they're over there in the cooler. Walk over this way. Get me some chips. And then pay the guy and head back out the door.
Absolutely.
So this living room was kind of like the front room where the counter was. There was a big counter here and some coolers and stuff.
So I assume this living room, the floor is going to be wore out more than anywhere else because there's been more foot traffic in it.
Okay. So this area over here.
This area here.
Is because there was a huge cooler there.
Huge cooler.
Just dripping the water onto the floor.
And right there, they had to drain. They finally drilled a hole through the floor to let the drain pipe out.
Until before then, the water was just puddling there, we think.
Yeah, actually the compressor was right here.
So if you haven't seen any of the videos we've done on this mobile home yet, go back and check them out on my brother Donnie's channel here. We've been doing a whole series of videos on fixing this mobile home up. Now you might say, how can I say that if I'm standing in the mobile home and it hasn't been fixed up yet? It's because I know what we're going to do, people. I know what we're going to do. Don't worry about what we're going to do. I already know what we're going to do.
And come back next week because we're going to have more on this same video.
Exactly.
This same mobile home.
Exactly. So this is what we're starting with in the living room. The good thing about the living room is you just need a really nice floor, basically. You know, everything else is kind of here. It just needs to be cleaned up and painted and all that.
We got a nice floor.
Yeah. Why was that, Donnie?
There was a, make sure I don't fall through there, but there was a
that was the one that was open.
Unit.
Yeah.
There was an air conditioner unit and this window was standing wide open.
I think there was an air conditioning unit in it, and I think somebody stole the air conditioning unit, and then the window was just wide open. So water was pouring in there for about 10 years, we think.
Yeah, probably. But the good thing about it, last year we didn't have hardly any rain.
That's true. You see there's still a window unit over in this one, but we're getting there. So one of the things that we have to do in this room is put the wall back that goes here. So there's a wall there that delineates that bedroom from the living room. So when you come in, there will be a little hallway here past the door. There will be a corner right there. You can kind of tell where it was. And then this is your living room.
Yeah, and it's going to stop about right here.
Yeah. So right there was going to, in the kitchen there's going to be like a little bar area that comes out a little bit.
To hide the stove that goes behind it.
Yeah. So this is how we're starting in the living room. This is how it looks right at the beginning. And so we can compare this to how it looks at the end whenever we get it all done. I think it's going to turn out fantastic, Donnie.
Fantastic.
We'll come back when we start working on it.
Okay, y'all, we're building the living room wall. Studding it out, getting it built here. It's gonna go right here. And then where it goes. These guys are knocking it out, studding it up. We'll get it up here in a minute and I'll come back to you. Okay, y'all, we're working in the living room here. And we got a bad spot in the floor there. So basically when we have cut a line, we know it's on this side of the joist over here. And we'll go back and run the nails out so we don't run our saw down the middle of the nail. And all that wood is rotted. It's not rotted, it's soft is what it is. So we're going in there pulling it out. It's tongue and groove, so we have split it down this side to keep the groove, the groove from screwing us up. So there's no easy way to do it. You just got to take it out in pieces and try not to tear too much insulation. But that next piece he's standing on is going to have to come out too. So just keep easing it out here. You'll see somebody cut a big hole in the floor down there, or underneath it, in the plastic for some reason. And we just found a bee on it, killed it. Somebody went up on there and blocked it up. It's like trying to give it more support. I'm pretty sure the counter is here. If you hadn't seen this before, we're working in a convenience store. Basically, this is a single wide mobile home that they have converted into a convenience store, and we're converting it back. But the floor right here, for some reason, is extremely wavy. So we're going in here and fixing it. It looks like they pulled all the insulation out and cut a big hole underneath it. We'll see that here in a minute when he gets this last piece pulled out. I'm not exactly sure what they were doing there. Mobile homes don't have bracing like that in it. It's not what they do. That's not even flush. So somebody's added that. Probably they got a soft spot though. And they're going to add that in. None of the rest of them's got them. So that's just, that's something somebody added. So we'll get this all cleaned up and get the new piece in here. We're gonna go all the way, so we'll clean a bunch of this out of here, and then we'll get back with you. Taking the next piece out there, the next 8-foot piece, we're gonna take it too. It's because it's discolored and we don't like the way it looks or feels, so we're gonna take it out. Stuff is glued and nailed, and it is a pain to get it up. It's not rotten. That's all we need to get out of there. Basically, you got to pull it apart. See him down there every time with a 2x4 and still can't get it out. But you break it up enough, you can get it. It's crazy. He's bouncing boards all the way over there trying to get it. Say it ain't, this wood ain't no good. It should blow that apart. Basically, we take a machine, cut down the edge of the wall, because this subfloor goes underneath these walls. They put the subfloor down and then they put the walls on top of them. So you got to take something and cut down the edge of the wall, and then you go back center out. See, this is a groove here, so we're fighting that too. So your tongue goes over, your tongue is sticking in a groove. So. That's just it's pain to get that flooring up. That other mobile home we did, it had like sawdust in it, so it was easier to deal with taking the floor out. This flooring, I believe, is a lot better than that one, in the sense that this is easier to get up. Or the other stuff was easier to get up, but I think this is stronger. And it will handle water a little better, where the other one won't handle anything. But we're putting regular plywood back in it. We got plywood over there that we're gonna put in it. So, should make it twice as strong. And we'll get back to you on this out. The window just opened by itself. Must mean they're putting some pressure on something. And you didn't think we was gonna clean the insulation. We clean all of it up as much as we can before we put it back in there. And then we'll put it back. Or we'll bring it out and knock it off and try to get the most pieces of wood that we could get out of there. Okay? So y'all just thought we didn't do it. We do it. Hey y'all, we got that problem with the plastic down there. We got a sheet, we got it doubled up there. We're gonna get under there and staple it to the bottom of everything. So we're gonna go downstairs and staple that thing up. Get it nice and tight up there, then we're gonna throw our insulation in. We got some more insulation there. Throw it all in there. Here's our top. We're gonna put our top back on it. We'll be done with it. So, he's gonna go downstairs and handle it. Now what you're doing is trying to pull it tight so it don't sag like the old stuff did. Instead of pulling it tight, then you're putting a board in there, right there underneath the plastic to hold it like a big washer. Okay.
Oh. Brother, el tornillo no agarró. El de aquí no agarró. Quedó una mera brilla aquí, en la parte de aquí, lado adentro, donde va la instalación. Bueno, ya lo solté.
Go sealed off. Now we're going to dump this insulation back in there and we'll put some more on the other ones that we don't have enough for. And we'll catch you here in a minute.
Dejamos unos 2 clavitos de sombrero.
Okay. So we put a runner there. We put a runner there, and we put a runner there. Well, that left is little spots here on the ends. They don't have nothing. So he went through there with a slapstick, which is staples that they hold felt paper down with, and he slapped it in everywhere that he didn't have anything holding it. Now he's went back and he's got big-headed big-headed nails that we use for roofing felt paper. He's put them in now because he didn't like how the staple was holding up, so he did that. So now we're doing this here. We're going to put the insulation back in there, like I said, and then we're going to, whatever we don't have enough of, we'll use this insulation that we've got there. Looks like we're going to need maybe a little bit, not much. So. Ain't going to need much in it, but anyway, that's what we're doing. Maybe total ahí es ya un poquito. We're just going to burn that up in that first one there and get rid of it. This stuff's a bear to deal with, really. When it's out like that loose, we'll cut some of this and put it down in here. We just used 6 mil plastic and we doubled it up so it's 12 mil. That's what we stuck up underneath it. That stuff's 10 foot wide and 130 foot long or something like that. So we went 5 foot by whatever that was, 5 foot or so. And just stuck it right up under there and nailed it up. Nailed it, stapled it, all the things I just told you we did. But that's how we do it. We put a border all the way around it in wood. And then we put our 3/4 inch plywood right down on top of it. And like I said, this was waste. You can see where the skid steer drove across it there. This was waste that we busted up at work. Driving the skid steer, it got stuck out in the middle of the wood, so we had to take plywood down there. We couldn't get any equipment to it to get it out. So we took plywood to it, laid it down, and I could move it backwards a little bit. I got it up on that plywood, and once I got it up on that plywood, we leapfrogged the plywood and got it out. But when we did, we busted the plywood up. So we brought it down here, and we're putting it to use. Instead of putting it in a landfill, we're going to use it here. And like I say, that's how they start. You know, you bust them up like that, and then it's trash. So we're using it in this mobile home. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces there that we put in. He's cutting that Pink Panther and putting it in there. I believe that's what that is. Yeah. Owens Corn, Pink Panther. That stuff does expand. So it will come up here in just a minute. The longer you let it sit out, the more it'll expand. So. That's better than nothing at all in there. We'll get a little something in it, and we'll be good there. He's sliding around, getting it where he wants it, and good to go. We're gonna put our plywood back down on it and be done with it. Fingers always getting away. But anyway, we're doing that, and we'll get back with you.
Enjoy this time of year and enjoy doing what you love. Call QC Kinetic 704-360.
Got a block in there. Want to throw our insulation back in there? We'll go right on through it.
We were ready to sell, but honestly, I got so overwhelmed with everything that needed to be done. Screen door, the worn carpet, it's just too much. Except
Gonna look good there.
from Mark Spain Real Estate short my to-do list.
Hi, this is Mark Spain with a guaranteed
Got some
offer from Mark
insulation
Spain
there.
Real
It's got to
Estate.
go in
You
it
can sell your
too.
home stress-free and receive this.
It'll all go in there and look good. Insulation's in it. Gotta not put the insulation in the last 2 holes because we're not covering them up yet. So everything we're covering up, we'll put the insulation. Come on. So, we got that on there. We'll screw it down, we'll lock her in. This plywood we got busted. We basically, I bought that stuff to get a skid steer out that was stuck, and we ran over it and busted it with a skid steer. But 90% of it's still good, so we're cutting quarter sheets out of it and using them. That's why, you know, we got stair step. And at $75 a sheet, it's worth cutting them down at that point. So we're cutting, seeing what we can do with them. You can see where that was split there in the middle. So we're going to use this piece out of it. We done use that piece. Now we're going to use this piece out of it. Throw that piece away. And we're going to cut the other one out of this piece, because we can't use it because it's cracked. So we'll use this and then we'll use that. So we got to cut that piece. We got to cut this bad piece out of the middle, basically. But that's what we're doing. Y'all, this is getting way too long. Way too long. So we're going to cut right here. We'll come back in a couple of days with the finale of this one, the room anyway. And give us a thumbs up for filming. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. And we'll catch you on the next one.